For years, the world believed the British royal family never shows real emotion in public. But then, this moment happened. Cameras flash. The crowd goes silent. And suddenly, Catherine, Princess of Wales, steps forward, smiling, radiant, confident. A return many had been waiting months to witness. But across the stage, something unexpected unfolds. Prince William, Prince of Wales, lowers his head, his hand briefly touching his face. For a split second, it looks like he's wiping away tears. Was it relief? Exhaustion after months of uncertainty? Or a private moment the world was never meant to see? Because behind this powerful reunion lies a mystery the palace still hasn't fully explained. Crown. At first glance, the moment looked simple: a royal return, a smiling crowd, and a relieved husband. But when investigators of royal history started putting the timeline together, the story became far more complicated. Because the records show something different. In the months leading up to the return of Catherine, Princess of Wales, royal watchers noticed something unusual. Public engagements quietly disappeared from the calendar. Planned appearances were suddenly postponed. Palace schedules that were once predictable became strangely silent. For a family built on tradition and routine, that silence raised eyebrows. But that's where the story takes a darker turn. During that same period, Prince William, Prince of Wales, continued appearing at events alone. Observers began analyzing every detail: his expressions, his body language, even the tone of his speeches. Some royal commentators noticed moments where he seemed unusually tense. A pause before answering questions. A smile that faded a little too quickly. Small details that, on their own, meant nothing, but together began forming a pattern. And then there's the moment everyone keeps replaying. The day Catherine returned. Cameras captured Prince William standing nearby as she greeted the public. The crowd erupted in applause. Photographers leaned forward, trying to capture the perfect frame. And suddenly, William looked away. His hand moved quickly toward his face. To some viewers, it looked like he was wiping his eye. Body language analysts later suggested the gesture could signal a powerful mix of relief and emotional release. After months of uncertainty, the moment might have been overwhelming. But not everyone agreed. Because while the public celebrated Catherine's return, another question began circulating quietly among royal observers. Why had the palace been so careful, so controlled, about every detail leading up to that moment? Official updates had been brief. Statements were short, sometimes only a few lines long. Appearances were limited, and information was tightly managed. And that level of privacy did something unexpected. It fueled curiosity. Online discussions exploded. Supporters praised Catherine's strength and resilience. Others wondered whether the public had only been shown a small part of a much larger story. But the deeper analysts looked, the more they realized something important. In the world of royalty, appearances are rarely accidental. Every step, every photograph, every public moment is carefully planned. Which raises a fascinating question. If this return was orchestrated with such precision, then what exactly were we meant to see? And more importantly, what might we have missed? Crown. By this point, the pieces of the story begin to connect. A long absence. Carefully controlled statements. A visibly emotional moment from Prince William, Prince of Wales, as Catherine, Princess of Wales, returned to the public eye. Individually, none of these details prove anything unusual. But together, they raise a bigger question. Why was everything handled with such extraordinary precision? Because when researchers began comparing this situation with past royal events, they noticed something surprising. The British monarchy has always relied on one powerful tool: narrative control. For generations, the royal household has carefully shaped how major events are revealed to the public. Information is often released slowly, sometimes strategically, to protect both privacy and stability within the institution. But here's where the mystery deepens. During Catherine's absence, the palace communication strategy became even more restricted than usual. Public updates were short, interviews were rare, and official details about her schedule were almost non-existent. To some observers, that level of secrecy suggested something simple: the royal family protecting a deeply personal situation. But to others, it hinted at something more calculated. Because royal appearances aren't just moments. They're signals. Every public return carries meaning, about strength, unity, and continuity of the monarchy. And that brings us back to the moment that shocked viewers around the world. When Catherine finally stepped forward again, smiling confidently, the image sent a powerful message: stability had returned. But if the moment was designed to reassure the public, why did Prince William appear so emotional? Body language experts offered several explanations. Some believed his reaction showed genuine relief, the emotional release of someone who had been carrying enormous pressure behind the scenes. Others suggested the moment was simply deeply personal. After months of uncertainty, seeing Catherine return to public life could have been overwhelming. But there's another possibility that royal analysts quietly discuss. The emotional reaction may reveal just how intense the past months had been inside palace walls. Not scandal, not drama, but pressure. Because when a senior member of the royal family disappears from public duties, the entire system around them shifts. Schedules change. Responsibilities increase. Media attention intensifies. And much of that weight falls on the person standing closest to them. Prince William. Which means that the moment cameras captured him wiping his eye might not have been part of the public performance at all. It might have been something far rarer in royal life. A completely unscripted moment of human emotion. And if that's true, it tells us something important about the story we've been watching unfold.